would you describe the incident?
Just passionate, heartfelt, overzealous, maybe a touch, yeah. Okay.
I think I know why we're going crazy.
We're not crazy, we just can't control ourselves sometimes.
I think we need girlfriends.
We need two women in the same situation we're in.
You mean two girls living in basement?
No, dude, I mean two girls that are crazy.
What's your name?
Bonnie.
Bonnie, I'm glad you are crazy.
So, you and my buddy, you're in a relationship now, huh?
I don't think that's any of your business, Bill.
What? But if you are with Andy, you're also with me. You're gonna be my mommy.
Change my poopy diaper, mommy.
Rick Hong here for Hollywood First Look. Today, I'm with Carson Mell, Al D, and Olivia Taylor-Dudley, and we are talking their film, Some of Our Stallions. So I wanted to tell you guys, I love this film, so much so that I'm channeling my inner chocolate bunny.
I see that. It's great.
I love it.
So Carson, I wanted to start with you. Where in the world did you come up with this idea? Because the plot is pretty simple, but the characters are crazy.
I really just based it on family members of mine, to be honest, and then I think also with Beautiful Bill, he was a character who I just usually when you're writing comedy, you write two lines and stop. Well, with him, I would just keep going until he would finish a thought, and yeah, I just let momentum sort of guide me through it. Al D's character is based on a good friend of mine, and Bonnie, Olivia's character was based on someone that I met at the Sundance Screenwriters Lab. So,
do you find when you're writing for Beautiful Bill that it was easier because like you know that you're going to play him?
It was easier to know what the angle of the joke was because I didn't have to use italics, you know, to say like this is the word to center the joke on. I knew what it would be, so easier maybe to perform. Writing it was quite similar though, yeah.
Al, you know, normally you are a producer, and the interesting thing is that before the pandemic, the last red carpet that I did was for your movie Lost Transmissions. So, yeah. So how did you like getting in front of the camera and having to be a co-lead?
Dream come true because people say, LD, you don't have a radio face, you have a TV face. Yeah. Oh, that's a joke. That's a joke. So it's lucky because how often, you know, for me in the real life, I want to make people laugh. So I'm very lucky to know Carson, Olivia, and other producer of this movie. Suddenly I have this opportunity. I can make people laugh on the big screen. So it's really dream come true for me.
Olivia, I'm very familiar with your work on The Magicians. And so when I knew that you were a part of this, I was like dying to see how you came into this, you know, into the movie. And how was it reading this? Because, you know, your character is the most grounded and keeps the plot going.
Yeah, I mean, I love the script the moment I read it. I thought it was full of characters you don't normally get to see on screen. And people who I have come across in my life. So I was excited to get to explore that. And yeah, Bonnie's kind of the straight man in the movie. And you need that though. I'm thinking about it, you know, there isn't a lot of jokes that come out of Bonnie, but without Bonnie in a scene with Bill, there might not be a joke there. So the playing off of each other and playing the straight man and not getting involved in their shenanigans was really fun for me, especially in the first few scenes that we find Bonnie and getting to like, in the car. That's some of my favorite stuff was in the car when she's not interested in even talking to them. She doesn't even question getting in the car. And that to me, when I read that was like, what? That is so funny. Like you don't ever see that. And I'm like, who is this person who would just get in a car with these strange men? And I loved how quickly that terrified the men. And I just like how she's just the opposite of kind of what a lot of women are written as right now. And yeah, it was really fun to play that straight man.
How was the eye patch? Do you find when, you know, Carson says, okay, cut, are you like, all right, great, I can't see, or I'm discombobulated, so I got to pop this thing back up?
No, I mean, eye patch, you actually adjust to them pretty quickly. You can get a little dizzy. Like I get vertigo really easily. And,
right.
And so I was a little scared that it might trigger my vertigo, but it never did, thank goodness. But yeah, you get used to the eye patch. And I didn't have it on for too long, I don't think. But I also really was so charmed by that scene when Andy takes the eye patch off of her. And there's no explanation for any of that but on screen. But I just love how intimate that moment is. And it's so important. So yeah.
So Carson, you wrote on one of my favorite shows, Silicon Valley. And, you know, we've got a great cameo from Mike Judge. He's an executive producer on this. So is it as easy as like being on set and slipping it to him? Or is there like a time you have to wait?
I think we had finished the final season. Mike is one of my comedy heroes, and then, you know, working with him for 5 years, we became friends. So I thought that this was something that he would really respond to, or I was hoping that he would like it, and he ended up liking it. And then we were off to the races. He said, "Sure, yeah, I'll EP for you guys," and he was really happy to come up and play that role. And I think he did a great job.
The movie is Some of Our Stallions. You can find it on video on demand now.
Are we going crazy again?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. Dude, I'm nothing without you.
We rob a bank, you have a good, healthy baby. Think about it.
Stop talking about my baby.
Man, ask yourself this terrible little question. Are we normal men?
No.
Hey,
Bill?
I'm actually going on safari. You know what I mean?
I don't, and I don't want to.
Frankly, it sounds like you're crazy. You can't say that to mental patients.
So you know what we gotta do now, right?
Yo, gotta go back.